What's going on, everybody? It's the one and only Motivational King. Don't believe me? Just keep watching. And tonight we have an electrifying show. We're going to be talking about don't trade your authenticity for approval. But before we start, one of the things I want to talk to you about real quick for everyone that's tuned in, thank you so much. It's our first debut being on the show. So we got a couple of things. We got to do. One, I need you to share this podcast with everyone that you know, because I got to get 100 people. I got to get 100 followers up here. So we just worked the deal. So once we get 100 followers, right, and we got 5 shows up here, then we officially be able to stream on iHeartRadio. So I need all the support of everybody, lottie dottie, everyone that's tuned in right now. I need everyone to support that movement, what we got going on there. So real quick, I want to talk about, in the write-up, what I put up there, I said, many are called, but few truly walk in their purpose because of the fear of rejection. What I've noticed in my little short journey here is that so many people seek the approval of others. They don't really take in consideration the fact that people really don't care. So either you're going to go after it and do it yourself or not. No one really cares, but so many people, I hear so many entrepreneurs or wannabe entrepreneurs, they'll flood my email, Facebook, and they'll hit me up and say, hey, man, I really want to do it big, and I want to do it so freaking big I can taste it. Oh, man, you just don't understand how big I want to do it. And I said, well, what's holding you back? Well, I'm afraid if I go out there and I try X, Y, Z, someone's going to look at me like I'm crazy. Or this is my favorite one. The people that ask for advice don't follow the advice, right? And I'm a victim of this too, because I've had coaches, I've had people that have poured into me, but Brandon thinks he knows everything, right? And when you think you know everything, you know but nothing. And so then you keep getting the same results. So people ask you for your advice, don't use it, don't listen to you. And then when things don't work out, they'll be the first ones to call you, curse you out, call you by every name out the book because they didn't listen, or they said that what you told them wasn't of value. And see, tonight what I want you to understand is that when you're walking in your purpose, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, no matter what other people may say to you, right? They may tell you, hey, you're not a good writer. You're not a good business person. Hey, you're not this and you're not that. That's okay for them to say that to you. But do you internalize that, right? But see, what some people do, they'll trade their authenticity for people's approval. Well, yeah, maybe they're right. Maybe they're right. Something that I put on Facebook, I said you have to be careful on what you say. What you say in a brief moment could leave lasting results for years, right? So I believe that God put power in our mouth, in our tongue. So we have to be mindful of what we say to ourselves internally and what we say to other people, because we don't know how we may affect the next person. So when you are trying to go after what you want to go after, there are people that do not have the slightest inclination to care about what they words to you, how it may affect you, right? But when people say negative things, are you willing to trade who you are today just to fit in instead of going after what you love to do, what you're destined to do? That's the question, right? So many times we're willing to trade who we are. The most important thing about us, we're willing to trade that off simply to get an approval from people that don't do anything for us, won't help us or assist us in any way, form, or fashion, but we seek their approval. Now, tonight, we don't want to talk about how to figure these people out. There's no need to figure them out. The only thing that you can do, listen to me, guys. The only thing you can do is get away from them expeditiously. Now, when you part ways, it may hurt because you gotta stay your authentic self. And if someone around you is not supporting you and becoming the best version of you, if they're talking down to you, I don't care if it's your family or friends. Sometime my mama used to say you gotta feed people with the long handled spoon. You gotta keep them a distance. I'm not gonna say you can call me SOB. You can call me a bunch of names, stupid, ignorant, good for nothing. You can call me all those things. I promise you this, you will not be in my circle doing it. Right? And that's what I need each and every one of you guys listening tonight is understand that people can call you whatever they want to call you. They can break you down like a fraction, but they don't have to be in your circle doing it. Have them from a distance, love them from a distance because they mean you no good. Now, there's an old video. I actually ran across it when I was on Tumblr. I ran across this old video, and it was called Frenemies on the Loose, right? And people were like, man, what is a frenemy? It's a person. It's an enemy that pretends as if they're your friends. Now, these are the worst type. It's better to have an honest enemy than a fake friend, right? It's better to have an honest enemy than a fake friend because at least an honest enemy is going to tell you straight up, this is this A, B, C. But a false, pretentious friend, they're going to act like everything's good until that moment comes when they can sink their venom in you and turn you away from your authentic self. They will tell you, who do you think you are? That's the word they're using. I know many of you guys listening right now, you've heard those words before. Who do you think you are to think that you're going to do these great things? Who are you? I don't believe in you. It doesn't matter. See, I always talk about this one thing. And one thing I said, you have to be the number one fan, right? And I want you guys to get this. You have to be your number one fan. Why is that? You have to be your number one fan for one. Check this out. Because if your number one fan is not you, and that number one fan turns against you, and that's the person that you look for all your support, and they give you their butt to kiss, then what are you left with? Absolutely nothing, right? So you have to be your number one fan. You have to see the tree when everyone else sees the seed. Hear that? You have to see the tree before when everyone else sees the seed. You got to know what you're growing, what you're cultivating. And no matter what, people may come. There's going to be people for a reason, a season, and a lifetime. And the worst thing you can do when you're trying to operate in your authentic self is trying to take people that's in your life for a reason or a season and try to turn them into lifetime people. They're not there to be your foundation. They're there to be a board that will potentially rot, and you got to replace it. But that's okay. All right? Do not trade your authentic self for someone else's approval. It's the worst thing that you can do in your personal life and in your business. Right? So let's talk about the first thing. Be true to yourself. Let what you think and feel come from your beliefs and values. What to see, and this is the foundation. What are your beliefs and values of whatever it is that you're talking about, or is it if we're talking about your purpose, talking about your life, talking about friendship, relationship, whatever. What are your beliefs and values, right? Because that's gonna ultimately dictate kind of how you see things, right? And that's gonna also determine who gravitates to you and who gravitates away from you. Two things. Hope you guys are taking notes on this. You cannot kiss a girl leaning away from you, right? And you can't climb a fence leaning towards you, right? Two things you can't do. You can't kiss a girl leaning away from you, and you can't climb a fence leaning towards you, right? You can't do it. It's not going to work out. So understand that there's certain things that it does not make sense to do. It does not make sense if you're an entrepreneur or business owner, right? And you want to be successful, but you hang around a lot of negative people. See, a lot of people, there's this thing called you can get bent. A true, strong entrepreneur, no matter what situation you find yourself, this is the first thing I want you to understand. It's okay to get bent sometimes. Sometimes we all get bent out of shape, right? You might bend, but you're not broken. right? It's like you have to come to realization. I got to be real tonight because I think a lot of people are playing with themselves. And I think, this is my opinion, I think it's okay to try to play everyone else if that's what you're in the game to do. Because it's a game. Life is a big game. It's okay to want to play other people. But I think the one player that you have to be honest with is yourself. So if you're trying to trick yourself into believing something that your heart is not in tune with, you're gonna fail. And we don't want I don't want to see anyone fail. So there's certain things that's a requirement for wanting certain things in life. Everyone wants something, and everyone claims that they want it real bad, right? But a lot of people are not willing to go through the fire, right? Everything's great until the fire spark gets turned up, right? Everybody's having a party till the heat turns up. Let me tell you something. This entrepreneurship stuff, this ain't no joke to me. And I'm gonna tell you why, guys. And this is why it's so authentic to me. And this is why I don't care about anyone's approval. I've been broke. I've been poor. I've been literally in a homeless shelter, right? Not afraid to admit it because I knew I had a greater purpose here. And I didn't let that break me or made me ill. And there were days, man, I was holding my head down, right? Because I thought everything was against me. I didn't see a way out at all. And it bothered me so much because I thought people that really cared and supported me would be there for me. And let me tell you something. It's one thing if you say or do certain things that make people that normally would support you turn their back on you. But when you don't do that and people just still turn it, that hurts, right? Now, if you already curse and tell people, where to get off at the next station, and then now, you further down, you go to the next station, your butt's flapping in the wind. Now, well, where's my help? Well, you told your help to get off at the last station. So don't come back asking for help now. That doesn't make any sense. But if you're the type of person that you've done the right thing, you have, and now you find yourself in a situation where you're needing help, then you would think that people would help you. Let me tell you something. But when people are in it for the wrong reasons, hear me out. Sometimes people support you not because they really care about what you're doing, but they don't want to miss something, right? Some people just don't, I can't afford to miss this opportunity. What if they really blow up? Let me give just enough support so I can hang there so when they blow up, let me be attached to this thing as long as I can, just in case, because I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? So, but when you seek their approval, right, their actions or reactions to what's going on in your life dictates to you if you're successful or not. That's why you have to be your number one fan. That's why you have to be authentic to yourself. Fool everyone else. Don't try to fool yourself. You know what you're capable of, right? As soon as something happens, you freaking snap. Let me tell you something. How you do some things is how you do everything. I'm a strong believer. My mom used to predicate that, preach that to me. Mom said, how you do some things, how you do everything. You wake up in the morning, don't brush your teeth. I promise you're gonna half behind in your business too. You're not gonna do other things because how you do something. If it's okay for you to leave something that important out of your schedule, out of what you do, it's easy for you to let other things go, right? If you're the type of person who can't control your temper, your demeanor when it comes to coming to the conference table and have a business meeting, if you can't do it in your personal life, you come to the board meeting and you blow up. So if you got people around you that will do that's in your business right now that's willing to do that, get rid of them. That may be a hard pill to swallow, but guess what? If they can't act correct in regular society, what do you think when they get in the boardroom and they lose out on the big deal? Now it's no longer business. Their feelings in it. Now MFs and everything dropping out their mouth. You're like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. So you gotta put yourself in a situation where you're authentic with yourself and you know the authenticity of the people you want to attract in your life. Hey guys, real quick, we're gonna go to a quick commercial break. The song we're going to play next is by Mr. Pascal. The song name is Army. He's a brother from New York, and he's real a real up and coming artist, local here in Atlanta. So we're gonna go and play him and go to a quick commercial break. We'll be gone for about 4 minutes. So continue to tune in. Thank you so much. This is the Motivational King. Don't believe me? Just keep watching.
My coalition, my team worked the hardest to achieve stardom. Regardless of the hate they got for the artists, I got something for them. Open up that door, let me show y'all what I'm made of. Straight up, let my army calmly in like where we lounge at. I'm about that, underline that, put it as a clause in the contract. I'm about that, for the fame, for the dope, for the love I got for the game. I need that love back. Can I see that love back? Do y'all acknowledge me? Come follow me to the top of the highest mountain, looking down on them like how they used to look down on me. Since graduation, after the cap and gown on me, they put the crown on me. Now what that mean? K-I-N-G, major, no longer minor league. K-I-N-G, fuck around, start a dynasty. They out on me now. Them empty eyes wanna stress the guard. Satellite eyes on my every move. I'm against all odds, so hard. For me, they try to make it, but so far. Situation situated, came in it with my fellas getting down for me, drown for me, round for me, blow out of town for me, bust a trade down for me. To all my fellas getting down for me, drown for me, blow out of town for me, bust a trade down for me. Fellas getting down for me, drown for me, round for me, blow out of town for me, bust a trade down for me. To all my fellas getting down for me, drown for me, blow out of town for me, bust a trade down. Now when the saints come marching in, suffer the consequences when I release that storm within. Storming in, raining year round, my hurricane lift you off the ground, dude. Quick enough to flip you back to the basics with you. Get about my face, time is paper, got no patience for you, kid. I'm contemplating getting decimals, Malcolm X style, by the window, by any means. My X-Files got the killer sting, your killer team, so it seems. Wanna seize my goods, they got the killer team. Kill your dreams, nightmare on your streets. Your mission uncompleted, discontinued, deleted. That problem, you don't need it. See the big idea, that bright idea, all of it got erased and dead it. Be aware for what you ask for, you might just get it. On a night like this, quite like this here, better live up the life you love up your life and live it elsewhere. Need help here, need to call the National Guards. Unlike you, I got my arms ready. Down for me, drown for me, round for me, blow out of town for me, bust a trade down for me. To all my fellas getting down for me, drown for me, blow out of town for me, bust a trade down for me. Fellas getting down for me, drown for me, round for me, blow out of town for me, bust a trade down for me. To all my fellas getting down for me, drown for me, blow out of town for me, bust a trade down for me. We the army, we the army, we the fellas getting down for me, drown for me, round for me, blow out of town for me, bust a trade down for me. To all my fellas getting down for me, drown for me, blow out of town for me, bust a trade down for me. Fellas getting down for me, drown for me, round for me, blow out of town for me, bust a trade down for me. To all my fellas getting down for me, drown for me, blow out of town for me, bust a trade down for me.
Whoa, we are back. This is Brandon Aldrich, better known as Motivational King, and you are tuning in to Start Thinking Forward Radio. And we're going to continue our conversation where we were talking about don't trade your authenticity for approval. So, one of the things I want to take it to another level. to try to break that down a little bit more, kind of, so everyone can understand that. So another part of that is don't trade your passion for glory. Woo! Did y'all hear me? Did you hear what I said? Don't trade your passion for glory, right? So I talked about it before, so I want to make sure everybody understand this. Jim Carrey was doing a commencement speech, and what he said in the commencement speech was it's kind of riveted. Like what he said was just so deep. He said basically that he believed his father was a better comedian than him. That some of the antics that he has or used is from his father. But he said his father was so scared and wanted to have such a safe job that even though being a comedian was his passion, he traded it for glory. So he wanted to be an accountant, because everyone looks at an accountant like, oh my God, you're an accountant. Wow. Wow, you're a doctor. You're a little wow. It's the glory. If that's what everyone else thinks. It's glorious to be a doctor, a lawyer, or accountant. So that's what his dad was, an accountant. Now, his dad had a passion. He loved being a comedian. He loved telling jokes. That's what he loved. He loved stimulating people in that way. But because he wanted to be safe, he put down his passion for the glory of having one of those type jobs. What happened? He eventually lost the job, and they wound up for most of his childhood, they were struggling. So what he said was, in essence, you can fail at what you don't even love, so at least go out and do what you love to do. Because you can fail at what you don't even want to do. His dad didn't want to be an accountant, but he was willing to trade his passion in for the glory of being able to have it. How many of us do that in our everyday lives, where we're like, well, I want to be this, or I want to be this, I want to be something great, but everyone looks at that as that's some whimsical stuff. Hey, you need money right now, and right now, everything's right now. We live in a microwave society, and we're not willing to be patient enough to see what may come in the long run. We're not willing to do that. And that, my friend, is the problem. We're not willing to do it, or we blame other things and other situations that's not even under our control. It's the president. It's the economy. It's that. No, it's you. It's you. You're the one that traded in what you love to do for something less. Now you're complaining because you don't like it. Let me tell you something. I'll never find myself in a situation. I don't care who hears this. I'll never find myself in a situation. Once I get unhappy with a situation, I gotta bust a move, because I'm like, okay, I'm at a job and I don't see no benefits in it. I don't see any long term. Ain't nothing there. Why would I stay there? It doesn't make me happy. So who am I doing it for? Oh, I'm doing it for money, right? Two things. Let me tell you one thing about money that I definitely know for a fact. When you got money, you don't think about it. It's when you don't have it, it's always on your mind. But understand that money is very important in the day and age that we live in. I mean, it is what it is. You got to have money, right? I mean, if you're a biblical person, you understand. Even Jesus understood the importance of money. He said, "Give to Caesar what is Caesar." Like, he understood the importance of money. Period. So you got to understand. But how far are you willing to trade your passions in for the glory of what other people think? Some people will, I don't want to be seen here, because even though it's my passion, I love doing this, and I got to start at this level. I don't want other people to see me start at this level, so I'd rather go get this job and have the glory, so when people look at me, they see something higher, or at least they believe they see something higher. But what's really higher? Higher is the position, or as high as how you feel about yourself? Because you can have the utmost position, but you don't even feel, the position don't even fit how you feel internally. So you're trying to impress people that don't give a damn about you, and you don't give a damn about them. So why would you trade in the one thing that you truly love for some crap because it looks good? I can easily go to law school, right? Because everyone likes people. People respect lawyers. I want to be a judge, but do I want to sit in a courtroom and prosecute people? Is that really what? That's really what I've been put here on this earth for? With all the gifts and the skills that I have as an orator, is that really what I want to do? I want to prosecute people. Well, somebody said, well, you can become a lawyer and try to help people. What if I can prevent it before it even gets that far? See, when we're looking for our purpose, sometimes we gotta go deeper. Because there was a point in time in my life I wanted to be a lawyer. There's a point in time that you want to be something. The question then is why? See, the why does mean something. Because if you got a strong enough why, and we talk about that, if you got a strong enough why, you can overcome any circumstances. But when your why is weak sauce, couldn't even put it in the daggone state fair, couldn't enter that sauce in the state fair. It's so freaking weak. When something comes up hard against you, you crumble like a freaking Ritz cracker. Come on. Stop playing yourself. And see, that's another thing. That's another part of playing yourself is when you try to pretend that something when it's really not. That's what I want you guys to understand. I want to make sure everyone can hear me. We got a frozen screen here. All right, so I'm gonna keep going. So I don't know if we're still rolling or not. I'm gonna assume that we are, and I'm gonna keep on grinding. All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go to a real quick commercial break. I'm gonna make sure because right now I'm not even seeing anything on my dashboard here, so I don't know if we're still rolling or not. I don't know. I don't know. That's weird. That's really, really weird sauce right there.